Okay. I think we should be good. I just need to move this around so that the Elgato... Yes, okay. Okay. Now, we go here. Okay. It's working. Yeah, I had, like, unplugged and plugged everything back in again. My computer just, like... It just wigged out then. It literally just force restarted out of nowhere. That has never happened before, where it's wigged out like that. And when I was like testing it, it was like crazy laggy on the Elgato. But unplugged it all, plugged it back in again, and randomly it worked. But then like the source that I was using stopped working out of nowhere. So like I had to delete from the memory all of the sources like in the back end and re-add them again. New link. There's a new link every game. Okay. All right. Hopefully, that means we're good. I was even showing off the soundboard and everything, and it didn't work. I don't know exactly how to enable the ability to like the YouTube version of like raid. Need to poop and then eat dinner. Yeah, no worries, bro. I'm gonna try and figure that out. See if I can. How to use YouTube Live Redirect. The channel needs to give you permission from YouTube Studio. Huge. Okay. Have a look. Content detection. Notifications. Nope. Okay. Settings. Oh, yeah. So, YouTube Studio settings, community, community, channel rules / moderation. That isn't it. Your posts. How does this work? Okay, navigate to it's two settings. And to community moderate. Management? All channels can redirect to my content. Save. Alright. Now, people can redirect. Apparently. But that wasn't on before. Now it's on. So, that means that we should actually good to go. New window. Have the camera set up there. I can do this. I don't want to be too worried about looking at myself. I also have to. Yeah, I do. I will just start recording. Just so I've got it, you know, as well. But I will put this. Watching while I poop now. Excellent. I was gonna say get those gains. That's not at all what I meant. I don't know what exactly to play. I think maybe I'll do shield. I think I was trying to get through the game and I'm gonna this down a little. The mixer. That's so loud, Jesus. turn this off. Oh, it's okay. It's just on my desktop audio. So I'll do this. A little loud. How is the volume on this with the sounds? I could have tested this before, but because I had to delete and re-add it, just like fucking max a bit loud. Okay, cool. So like this, as compared to okay, yeah. I don't know what I was up to. I don't like that my camera is little like bit thicker than the pause. Pause. Like this. It's a little thicker than the. I had set up a Rosa cam, which is my dog, but she's not in the room right now. I think. Yeah, that's good enough. So her Rosa cam is there, but she didn't want to be in here while I was streaming, so. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to. Sword and Shield I had finished and then it stopped. I hope this. Ooh. I just realized, like, I hope my live broadcast isn't set to streaming today still. I think it does that automatically. I can't remember. This is pretty good. I like it. Yeah, I wanted to get to a point where I hadn't shiny hunted any of the legendaries in the Dynamax raids. On my main, like, on my previous save file, I had caught some of the legendaries before. So just having the ability to do that in this, I think, is going to be pretty good, I reckon. I did not see what that. So yeah, I just wanted to get to a point where I could, yeah, just be able to shiny hunt freely in the Dynamax dens without losing any of the legendary Pokemon. Because it's probably the easiest way to get some legendaries shiny, like Zygardens. I can't remember if I told you about what happened, or told anyone about what happened to my first original, like, Pokemon home. But there was a bug that allowed you to add in some, like eggs into your Pokemon home. And eggs are not compatible with Pokemon Home. Get away! Eggs are not compatible with Pokemon Home. So, what made it happen was, like, they released an update that fixed the problem. But I already had eggs in my Pokemon bank. Pokemon Home. And what happened then was, it was basically said, well, hang on, you have eggs in your Pokemon Home. We can't save. But they also didn't have the... Okay. It also didn't have the option to release eggs because it was bugged. And the Pokemon Company, like, representative was pretty much, like, later I spoke to at their support team. I know! Literally badmouth eggs. But yeah, as soon as I spoke to someone at the Pokemon Company for their help and support team and was like, hey, what's going on? And they said, like, we can't tell what's actually happening. We think it's these bad eggs, but there is no way to remove... There's no way to remove a single egg off of, like, a few eggs off Pokemon Home. Basically, oh, Togedemaru. They were like, you have to wipe and reset your Pokemon Home account in order to fix it. And I couldn't get any Pokemon off of my Pokemon Home because it was like, yeah, like, because it wouldn't let me save. It was like every time I'd go in and, okay, my Inteleon just got clapped. Every time I would go in and try and, like, adjust or move Pokemon around or transfer in and out of games, it would be like, sorry, the action couldn't be completed. And it basically, yeah, I had to just reset, and I lost all of the Pokemon that I have ever had from all of my 3DS games, my DS games, like, all the way back from, like, Pokemon Colosseum and XD, all the way up. Like, all the Pokemon that I've ever captured got removed and just deleted. And there was nothing I could do about it. Nothing the Pokemon Company could do about it either. And so, like, yeah, I lost all of, like, and, you know, for most of my save files of games, I had already, like, finished them and then transferred all of my teams into Pokemon Home. So, like, I had a save file of Sword, Shield, and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and even Base Scarlet and Violet, that was like, you can't use these anymore, and I've removed all of the Pokemon that I've caught out of them. All of the shinies and everything I've ever caught were in that Pokemon Home. There was nothing they could do. They were just like, sorry. Oops. Not a lot we can do to help. Your thing is just gone. And so, I started... Do you think we could see DS ROMs? I reckon, like... I think we could. Like, do you think we could see DS ROMs? A High Guard Soul Silver come to Switch? If so, how would they do that with only one screen? I reckon if they were like... I don't have my Switch Lightning here, but if they, like... Switch normally is that orientation. If they did that... I hope that's... Yeah, if they, like, on handheld, you could, like, emulate the touchscreen, or they would make something where, like, a grip that stands the Switch up like this and then has the Joy-Cons attached to the side. Like, that could probably work. But, like, on the TV, I don't see how they could do it without, like, having a separate device or something. Because on TV, it's a little wonky because it's, like, orientation is wrong. Like, the TV, this is the closest DS I have on hand. The TV is, like, one of those screens, not both. So it's kind of, like, you could fit the top screen, but, like, you know, maybe how they did it in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, where they had a button that would open up the bottom screen, so you could, like, use either the Joy-Cons motion controls or the thumbstick to, like, click like that. But because all the DS games were designed to use the bottom touchscreen as, like, the, like, you know, the freaking, fight, bag, everything like that was all on the bottom screen, I don't think they could do it on the TV, easily. But they could pretty easily do it handheld. But the whole thing with the Switch is it's not just a handheld console. So I really see it, like, unless you did, like, the Wii U, where it's like you connect two Switch 2s together and one acts as a top screen, one acts as a bottom screen. But that would involve you needing to have two Switch 2s. And that feels a little icky to me, if I'm being honest. I would hate... Like, that's so much money for that functionality. This Togedemaru is legitimately just, like, wrecking me. And I think it's because I'm not paying attention, to be honest. He's also level 41, I didn't realize. Crunch gonna kill him? Pin missile. Oof. Oh, yeah, I also forgot that, like, you can get Keldeo and stuff in Sword and Shield. And I just never did. I have quite a lot of mythicals. But there's some that I just haven't got around to yet. I haven't even caught all the legendary Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. The freaking... The legendary, like the group events to get the legendary tokens just kind of took the wind out of my sails for that. Okay, if this... I'm gonna get to where I have one Pokemon left, and if this Togedemaru keeps, like... Toxtricity, you are slightly stronger against this Pokemon in terms of your defensive type. So let's see if I can get it or if it's going to clap me again. But yeah, like I would love for them to like, you know, release a collection of all, like I just knowing the Pokemon Company and feeling like seeing their decisions over the last few years in regards to what choices they make about their old IPs. Like, I feel like the likelihood of us actually getting it on one, like, it feels like the Pokemon Company, like, likes the exclusivity of their older games on old hardware. Like, it almost, like, makes those older games even more fan favorites because they're not available, if that makes sense. Feels like they actively, like, yeah, it feels like they actively fucking this Togedemaru. Nah, screw it. I don't want you. I don't want you anymore, you rat. Am I gonna wipe to a Togedemaru? How embarrassing. I've used 9 Great Balls on this thing. Run, 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 run. Okay, thank you. Wipe my whole freaking team. Oh, I don't know if it's just, like, I hate that the controls in every Pokemon game are so vastly different that, like, you go back and play an old game and it's like, okay, I have to relearn the controls every time you open a new, like, an older file. It's like this plus is the bike. But then Legend ZA plus is the map, I'm pretty sure. So I keep like, there's no map button in this game, but why is map on Scarlet and Violet? Okay, let's... Oh, I hope that I can actually get through this route. I think I've been avoiding trainers at this point in the game. I think I've just been, like, dodging them. I fought him. Never mind. Lunatone. I like Lunatone. I often forget, like, that Lunatone... There's so many Pokemon now that I forget a lot of the older ones exist. Especially if they're not actively featured in newer games. I think I gotta angle my mic like this. Because I was a little far away. I'm not used to a dynamic mic. My other mic is over that side. My music mic. And you can kind of just sit. You don't have to sit directly in front of it. This, you got to talk directly into the end of this thing. Otherwise, it just can't hear it. This is a bad type matchup. So I'm not used to the fact that I have to talk into the mic instead of at the mic. So I don't... What am I going to here? Centiskorch. But yeah, I was just like, my official stream start thing isn't until Friday when Pokemon Day is. But I was like, you know what? I might just, like, I had a bit of time. I wanted to see how many, if any, people would, like, be available to watch the stream. Like, if I was, like, you know, I had a night off and I was to stream early, realistically, how many people would stop by? So that's why it's like an unexpected stream out of nowhere. Because yeah, I got to put the backup on. Like, I'm not slouching too much. Is that still? Am I still in frame? Yeah, I'm still in frame. Gotta be here though. Like, you're not falling, are you? You're not meant to. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I have a, I actually, for the first time ever back there, managed to get a Pokemon ETB and not instantly open it. The first time I have been able to actually do that without, like, keeping it sealed. Yeah. Sword and Shield, that's like the Sonic 06 of Pokemon, had potential but executed terribly. Yeah. Like, because there are a lot of Pokemon that you can only obtain in Sword and Shield, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a go. See if I can get through to the end. I know it's like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, playing this now, especially with the upgrades to Scarlet and Violet and ZA with the Switch 2, like, it is really, really, like, it's a lot, I can notice the flaws a lot more. I remember when Scarlet Violet came out and there was all those issues with, like, the frame rates and the graphics and the glitches. I remember, like, going back to Sword and Shield and being like, this feels incredible. Like, this feels awesome. But now, after ZA has come out and after finishing, like, after getting the Scarlet and Violet Switch 2, like, upgrades, this game feels, like, so dated now. Which is crazy because, like, I have a lot of nostalgia for this game. This is, like, it kind of reignited my passion for Pokemon, this game. After, like, Sun and Moon and stuff. But, in saying that, I think Game Freak just can't make a 3D Pokemon game. Like, they're making another game which looks really good, but Pokemon, the biggest IP ever, nope. Can't make it good. Yeah, it's like, at what point does it become, like, inexcusable for Pokemon to do what they do? That's, like, I love Pokemon. I love the franchise. Like the games are always fun, but they kind of always have felt dated. Like, even back on, like, the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, like, if you played, like, Golden Sun or any other JRPG back on the Game Boy Advance, like, they looked and played better than Gen 3 Pokemon did. And, like, some of the 3D they could even do on, like, the 3D effects and stuff you could achieve out of the DS, Pokemon was still, you know, sticking to the static sprites and stuff. And, you know, I love the 2D era. But, like, ever since the, like, I think ZA, like, Scarlet and Violet and ZA are the most alive Pokemon have felt since Black and White, but they still don't feel as alive. And, like, as the sprite work was just so good. The whole game is a single model and pasted PNGs everywhere. The DS they were doing insane things with that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I honestly genuinely think that the ZA and the City in ZA was just a tech demo. Like, that is kind of where it sits for me. Because it's like, they were testing what they could do. Because they don't really know how to make games that well. Really. Like, and I think it's all kind of been leading up to Gen 7. No, not Gen 7. Gen 10. Like, I feel like out of everything... I don't need nasty plot. Out of everything... everything to this point has just been a test. Like, the combat in Legends Arceus and... Like, Legends Arceus, I gotta say, like... That is the only... One of the only 3D Pokemon games that I don't really think I had any complaints about. Like... I don't know. I don't think I had any complaints about it. There was a lot of problems with this. There was a lot of problems with Scarlet and Violet. ZA, I loved, but it's not, like... A lot of the things felt haphazard and kind of half-assed in a way. The DLC was so grindy, like, and just all in all, like Legends Arceus has been the peak of the 3D Pokemon era for me. I loved that game, but it was not a standard Pokemon experience, and there hasn't really been a traditional Pokemon experience. Like, don't get me wrong, Scarlet Violet, even Sword and Shield, in a way, like, I enjoyed while playing. But on a technical level, like, I think the most beautiful looking Pokemon game that exists is freaking new Pokemon Snap. Like, that says a lot. The fact that the best looking Pokemon game wasn't made by Pokemon. Is that... Oh, okay. Russell. Like, if you haven't seen what new Pokemon Snap looks like and what they were able to do with that on the Switch 1, like, it is phenomenal. Like, it looks gorgeous. But it was Capcom or something. I think it was Capcom that made that. It wasn't even Pokemon. Pokemon, like, I don't know. There is a part of me that's like, you know, oh, it's like, I love Pokemon, give it a break. But at the same time, there's like, you can't. As I said before, there's got to be... Yeah, Arceus was nice. It gave the exploration, had a really nice visual style. Game Freak is just unable to put things together. We can have multiple things, 3D balconies, and optimization. Yeah, honestly, like, it feels like Legends ZA was, like, as I said, it felt like a tech demo. Like, they were like, how much can we have on one, like Breath of the Wild was able to get away with way more stuff than ZA did. I think that, I was actually mentioning it in Pokeboy's stream, who was here. I think he's still lurking. But that, you know, like, it genuinely just feels like it was a, like, Scarlet and Violet was how much they could get away with in an open world. ZA was like, what will a big city feel like in an open world like this without loading zones? Because Scarlet and Violet had loading zones for the big cities. Legends Arceus was like, you know, the Pokeball, the sneaking mechanics, the throwing, that kind of thing. And ZA was the new battle system. But the DLC having like the portals and kind of going out, and every time you go into a portal it has a different Pokemon, feels like it would be the start of a like an intro tech demo test to like a post-game roguelite kind of mode in, like, if they do something like that in Gen 10. Like, that's really what it feels like it was trying to be. But the grinding of the berry, like the berries and the donuts in the ZA DLC, that was what ruined it for me. Like, by far ruined it for me. Because it was so, like, mindless, like, needlessly grindy. Like, I don't think there was a single reason why the Pokemon Company had to make it the way that they did. Feels like they knew that they were not really able to get away with charging what they did for the DLC without it feeling longer. And I think that that's a big part of it. I think that they artificially padded out the DLC in order to make it feel like there was more going on. Which, you know, companies do stuff like that all the time, but Pokemon is the biggest media franchise in the world. Like, you know, I don't know if they have a good enough reason to be doing that anymore. And as I said, like, I love, like, Pokemon is my favorite franchise. And I have been playing it since I was a kid, and I probably will still keep playing it. But, it feels feels disingenuous given what they could do to like give them a pass on this, if that makes sense. Because in no world do I think that it's like fully acceptable to be producing what they are, given how long they have to work on things. I haven't seen any of the like the Terra leak stuff. I don't know what they're doing for Gen 10, if any of that is true. I've like stayed away from any leaks and that kind of thing, but like I do expect the games to be better than all of the other Switch releases. Like story-wise, the Switch games were great, but I think it's like there is a point where the Pokemon Company has to release something that's like they can't keep releasing games that like Legends Arceus, as I said, was one of the best Pokemon experiences. And they can't like they're gonna fizzle out if they keep releasing games that like keep getting worse and worse. That's kind of how I feel about it, you know. They have so much money. It is ridiculous how much money the Pokemon Company has. And I think like the amount of developers that they have working on their games is like less than indie companies like 10 times or like 100 times smaller than them. Some indie companies have more employees working on their games than Pokemon do. And that's insane to me. That's like that's the extent of it. It's wild. But I'm hoping, like I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see in 4 days. 4 days. What do you think? What do you think Gen 10 is going to be like? I'm curious because I, at this point, have no idea. Not a clue. Like, realistically, not a clue. I don't trust leaks until they become real. Until we are confirmed to have something. But I think, like, almost certainly we're getting Gen 10 this year. I really don't think that Fire and Leaf Green is their big, like, 30th anniversary thing. I also don't have an issue with the price of Fire and Leaf Green. A lot of people did, but it doesn't really bother me that much. Like I've said before that I would be willing to spend quite a lot of money on like getting those older games compared to buying those games. I would much rather. Pokemon needs to be that one kid who was always short in school and then randomly has a growth spurt. They've been behind by about 10 to 15 years with their games in quality. Yeah, I agree. Like 100% I agree with. They have been behind for a long time. And I think like it is time for them to catch up. Oh, evolutions. Cool. I forget this is a function. Also weird that this is how you unlock the fly points in this game. They really do have an opportunity with Gen 10 to like show how much they care about their fans. But yeah, like I will probably still keep getting Pokemon games as they come out. Like one of the things I'm most excited for is freaking Pokopia because it's something new that they haven't really done before. And I am keen for that. But in terms of mainline games, like they have been close a number of times and then just fallen behind. Like this game, like, for a game on a home console to have fixed camera angles like this, and this be the size of the routes, like camera angle fixed. It's like, oh, okay. I think this is this the game where it's like, oh no, okay, they have backgrounds. There was one game, maybe it was Let's Go, where like the backgrounds were just like, where did the backgrounds go? Take Sword and Shield. They could have had a really cool story based on medieval Dark Ages England, but instead it was, oh, that happened 3,000 years ago. Yeah, like, and I think, like, the Legends games have, like, I would be perfectly, like, more than content in then continuing the mainline games with the same kind of gameplay and everything that they have with, like, you know, turn-based combat, the classic Pokemon formula. And then they have the Legends games where they try the new things like they have in Legends Arceus and ZA. But they go into the legends of those areas. Like, Sword and Shield would have been really cool in the medieval era. But I would have been happy with a Legends game set in Galar where you get to experience all of that. Like, yes, there's a like history and juxtaposition, but it's like all of the story beats in this game are given to you through dialogue and like on-screen dialogue. It's like, oh, there's a statue there. Like, the statue is the hero who saved Galar long ago. Oh, but a wall gets crumbled and you find out there was two. That's cool. There's two of them now. Oh, it's a sword and that's where the name of the game comes from. It's just like I will say, hey, Bade, go to the mine I own and steal the rocks I own and give them to me, even though I own them. Oh my god, you're so right. Jeez, I didn't really like that. Didn't click, but you are so right there. Because like, what? Like, I'm collecting wishing stars. The things that are everywhere. The things that you can buy from the guys in the wild area. Like, those are the things I'm collecting in order to, like, take, like... And it's like, Chairman Rose, as an example, he's like, I am doing all of this to prevent Galar's destruction. The steam-powered city? Wrong. The power comes from a tiny hut in the distance. They're literally pumping steam and turning gears for looks. Yeah, it's, yeah. I can't defend it. Like, and as I said, like, don't get me wrong. I love, like, I like the story. This one, like, I like the changes they made from Sword and Shield to Scarlet and Violet. Story in Scarlet and Violet was great. Like, I don't actually have an issue with the story in Scarlet and Violet. I do, however, have an issue with, like they can't get a balance between good story and good gameplay. For the most part. Like, the gameplay of Sword and Shield is not actually that bad in terms of a performance standpoint, and like the battles are smooth. The animations of the Pokemon's moves in this game compared to Scarlet and Violet is night and day. But it's like then Scarlet and Violet had a great story, and it had a very, very lackluster open world that was filled with Pokemon that popped in under your feet and made it impossible to traverse the region. Like, and it suffered terrible, like, frame rates and issues with that side of things. Like, very lackluster in that. And it's like playing Scarlet and Violet now is like how it was meant to be then. But the gameplay is still average. Like, in terms of a gameplay mechanic, like, I think that Dynamax was one of the better gameplay, better gimmicks they had. Because it provided stat boosts and boosts to your HP and like big hits. Changing the Terra type, like especially with the gym leaders in Scarlet and Violet, it's like, oh, you are fighting the bug type gym leader, and then he brings out, what does he bring out? Well, I know the grass type gym leader has Sudowoodo, and it's like, oh, this guy has a rock type. That's cool. Different, like varied differences in the varied differences in the teams. That's really cool. It's good to see like type themed, like Sudowoodo is a tree, and it like, you know, Teddiursa is a bear. They eat honey from bugs, like from bees. Like that kind of thing is cool. And then it's like, oh no, actually they're just like they terrestrialize to be the type that the gym leader has. Like, okay, cool. Like, oh, Grimstyle. I get a Grimstyle now. It's like that's really cool, but like you still just use a fire type move and it wins. Like, I also think that the games are just too easy. Like the difficulty in ZA as an example was just the fact that it was they just attacked you all the time. Like the difficulty in battles in Scarlet and Violet, like there wasn't really any difficulties. Like the hardest fight in modern gen games in terms of like mainline games is honestly probably Cynthia in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, because she uses competitive teams. All they need to do is take 5+ years and make a killer Pokemon game. You control the Pokemon itself, you can dodge, you can aim attacks, big open world filled to the brim. Like that's what I feel like Gen 10 could be, because like they have already taken, like they finished Scarlet and Violet a while ago. Like if you think about like so Scarlet and Violet released 2022. Scarlet Violet, I think it was 2022. Yeah, 18th of November 2022. They had already said like they start working on the next one a good, I want to say like year before that the previous one comes out, which means that Gen 10, whenever it releases, whether it's this year or next year, which I think it will be this year, like they have had 5 years to work on that game, and like, you know, they know like that the Switch 2 can handle 60 frames, big open world. The fact that you can control the Pokemon in this, and the fact that they did the Synchro Machine in the DLC, it's like those things make me think that they are going that route. Like these are all just, that's what I was saying about like tech demos. These are all just tech demos of them like testing out different mechanics for their one like big killer game. But the issue with that is that like why on earth in Scarlet and Violet would they remove the shiny sound that they had in Legends Arceus? Yeah, don't have a machine for it though, just give it context. Yeah, exactly. Like you don't have to do like a special thing to do it. Like I would love that. Even you know, having the option of running around the world as your Pokemon. Like if the Synchro Machine was like the big gimmick of Gen 10 in terms of like battles, you could either do it turn-based or you could do Synchro Machine. Like that would be sick. Just like I think the ZA battling system actually has a lot more depth to it than people realize. But you know, they don't tell you if a move, if the Pokemon is going to cast it from next to you, or from where you were standing, or from next to the Pokemon, or partway along. Like, you have to kind of figure it out for yourself, and that doesn't make for a very good gameplay. It makes it annoying to try and, like, navigate. But then, like, yeah, like, there are so many cool things they could do. I just hope that they do it. Okay, I got a moonball. I just hope that they actually do it. I'm like I think it's at a point where I reckon I'm probably still just gonna keep buying Pokemon games. Like, I know I'm a bit of a shill when it comes to that, but also, like, I like the experiences every time I have them. They have just been feeling less and less like cared for. They got a period of PowerPoints though, right? It could have been an Elixir Bar style thing. Yo, even like having what they do in a lot of other games where it's like action points, AP. So it's like you have a certain amount of AP you consume every it generates 1 AP every like 5 seconds or 2 seconds. And it's like you have to dodge around your opponent until you build up enough AP to do like crazy strong moves. Like, rather than having these like for Hyper Beam, you have a ridiculously long casting time, and then out of nowhere it's like, okay, blah. If you had AP where it's like you don't attack and you just dodge for like 3 turns, then you can fire off a Hyper Beam very quickly and have no like forget this puzzle. Hang on, I'm a look up I hate this puzzle. Dorchester Gym puzzle. I will not I do not want to have to like do this myself. Awful. Stage 1. Okay. This way, this way. Like, why would they make a puzzle like this? Like, it's not fun. It's not a fun puzzle. I don't think there's anything fun about, like, feeling out where you're going in order to not fall in a hole. When, like, like, it's not a, like, any other ice puzzle from, like, older games. The ice puzzles in Pokemon were sick. I loved them. And then they did this. Like, it feels like the only reason they designed this puzzle the way that they did was to make it harder so that people would... oh god. Man, safety team won't let me explore by myself, but dumping me in a hole is fine. Yeah. Yeah. Like, this... Like, what is the point of adding all of those things in? Like, apart from just, like, artificially extending the difficulty, you know? There is something there. Not here. Go up here, here. And then... It's like, if you don't know the map, or you're figuring it out for yourself, you are probably going to be like when I play this, I restart. You end up falling in holes, like, you probably fall in like 10 holes before you get to the end of it. And that's like 10 times you have to go through the same freaking map for no reason. Like that it feels like for a lot of Pokemon games, they have done stuff where they've been like, oh, hey, we will make this thing, like, we won't make the battles difficult, but we'll make the puzzle annoying so that the puzzle takes you longer. So that it feels like you've had a full experience out of this. That's something that the Pokemon Company has been guilty of for a very long time. You've seen the legendary reveal trailer for Zacian Zabazenta. It looks sick, but the games can't look like that. Yeah, all of the like the Scarlet and Violet, when they announced like what the legendaries were, that was sick animation. It's like I actually think what I might do, if you haven't seen it, like seen what a company is capable of. I got my DS game case, my Switch game case here. Let me do this. So, software update is required. Blech. Basically, like I assume DS man, those were the days. I know. Oh god, I just realized that I I forgot that I don't have good internet here right now. Because let's see if I can hotspot. Because I'm not waiting an hour. that's going away instantly if I have to wait an hour. Shoot. Hang on, let me quickly go to this. Hello. I was like, I don't want to accidentally like partially dox myself. This one, is that on? Yeah, sick. Okay. Is this gonna go quicker now? Yeah, 4 minutes remaining. Okay, cool. Here we go. My studio is at the very back of the house, so I don't have the Wi-Fi doesn't reach. Where are we? God, I should have like thought about this instead of just like having no gameplay on the screen for a minute. Yeah, I keep my DS games in such a cursed way. Like when they're not easily accessible, it like annoys me. And so I just have this like this game case here that has, they're all going to fall out. I just have like fucking loose DS games. They're not like my good ones. They're just like random DS games. But I'm like if I want to play a particular random DS game, if I get the urge, I'm gonna like, it's easier if I just carry one thing where they're all in there. I can just randomly grab them. Then like I gotta find the case, go to where the case is, open it up. It annoys the hell out of me. And I do this like similar thing with my Switch games, but I keep them in this like this Zelda case thing because it's just easy. It's more convenient. I don't have to have like crap loads of stuff everywhere. Why did my camera change? Hang on. Camera's going to adjust, I reckon. This is how it's meant to be. The Logitech camera I use is terrible. 1 minute left. Yep, there we go. Now it's fixed. That's how it's meant to look. But the settings don't stay unless you like open the Logitech camera app for some stupid reason. Anyway, I hope that this doesn't have my original, like my save file on it. I think I was like at the very end of the game the last time I played it. Like, this is a Switch 1 title. Is this at the end of the game? Yes, I think it is. Let me change user, see if I can do this. This game, you go to the game and click plus, it brings up an overlay which doesn't line up with this. You go to a game and click plus to get the summary, it brings up an overlay which doesn't line up with this. On the main menu, on here, like this, bottom left. Oh. Why is it like, ugh. I don't like that. English voices, yes. I am this. Hypo, yes. Let's do it. I hate it. Thanks. Like, this is a Switch 1 title without a Switch 2 version. Like, you're telling me that a third-party company can make a game that looks like this. But Pokemon themselves, the company that makes these games, like, don't want to put enough effort into it in that regard. Like, voice acting. Like, fluid animations. Good graphics. Like, if... Stoutland, my boy. I love Stoutland. If, like, even the cutscene here is, like, it feels like it has the same performance as the Switch 2 version of Scarlet and Violet. But in terms of the gameplay itself, Like, when we eventually get to that. Like, this was possible on the Switch 1. Why did Pokemon have to wait till the Switch 2? Like the Pokemon moving in the background here. Like, that... Like, why... Like, this feels alive. Like, they got Dedenne running up in the corner up there. Like, this is a third-party game. And it is the best-looking Pokemon game that exists. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Because, like, the fact that this game came out 2021. This game came out only 2 years after Sword and Shield. And, like... yes, okay. Tutorials, yes, I understand. Okay. It's the third parties that making the most of the system as possible because they care about it, while Nintendo Game Freak do as little as possible. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like, to be honest. Okay, yes. The tutorials are exactly the same in this as they are in... But, like, even this... Like, don't... This looks so pretty. Like, motion controls. I don't... You can turn on motion controls now. Yeah, visually it looks so good. It's like, yes, it's Pokemon Snap. It's like, all you do is take photos. But, like... I would rather... Like I would rather them take, like, an extra 4 years and make it visually look like this than have a new game every, like, 2 years. Like, looking nice and big. Like, even when you zoom in, it doesn't look... Like, yeah, there's some frame rate drops here, but, like, it's a Switch 1 title. Like, and when you get into the actual levels... Like, I don't want to be one of those people, but, like, every single... Like, Zelda got voice acting. Like, Zelda got voice acting before Pokemon got voice acting. And that seems crazy to me. But Pokemon had voice acting in this, and in Detective Pikachu, and, like, just not in their mainline titles. And I don't like that. Like, it's at a point where, you know, I feel like the Pokemon Company has to, like, modernize. Otherwise, they're just going to keep getting poorer and poorer sales. Like, you know, I have always liked the look of Pokemon games ahead of time. Hello, I'm from Hungary. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm from Australia. If you couldn't tell by my accent. A lot of people think I'm British for some reason. Yes, okay. I understand. I understand how the game works. Okay. A skip tutorial button is also something that I feel like it needs for Gen 10. Please, 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 a skip button for tutorials. The old games, you were a Pokemon trainer going out on the journey and somehow saving the world. Now you just play as you. Yeah, like I liked how strong the characterization was in ZA. And the rivals in Scarlet and Violet were also really good. I feel like apart from that though, for the most part, like they're thinking so much about like making the experience tailored to everyone that you lose that character. Like, one of my favorite things about Pokemon, like, is, like, people use it as an example as, like, a friendly rival. But, like, the idea that you were the rival in Sun and Moon. At the start of the game, limited cosmetics are very Pokemon trainer-like. Then we move on. Gameplay, go. Yeah, exactly. I love the concept that in Sun and Moon, you were the rival, and that Hal was, like, the protagonist. Because it felt like you were just beating down this kid over and over and over again. And you kind of felt bad for it, because he got kind of annoyed. But, like, look at this! Look at this! Like, This is what a Pokemon game could look like. Like, and I know it's on rails. Like that you I am very aware that it is just on rails, but like all the grass is moving. Like it all looks alive. The Pokemon move about in interesting and unique ways. There's depth to it. Like, but with the yeah, if they could do this on the Switch one, and this again, 0 Switch 2 versions or upgrades. Like, look at the water. Look at that. Like, that's crazy. Like, this is why, like this people are like, oh, what's the best looking Pokemon game? And I'm like, it's easily New Pokemon Snap. Like, it's a spin-off game that not a lot of people played because it's Pokemon Snap. But like, I would much rather, like if they spent more time making their games look like this, I think everyone would be better off for it. Like it's beautiful. I love this. Prefer style over realism. A good, consistent, nice style doesn't have to look hyper realistic. Could use that processing power for other things like load distance. Yeah, like I liked the style they kind of like they had it more stylized in Sword and Shield than Scarlet and Violet. Like Scarlet and Violet, apart from the Pokemon models felt more stylized. Like seeing Charizard's old model versus its new model is like a big difference from Sword and Shield to Scarlet and Violet. But they lost, like they stylized the Pokemon a little bit, and they made everything else pretty generic. Like, really. But like, this is why I love this game. Because the Pokemon Company, like, yeah, they didn't develop it, they released it. So it's like, they know what it's capable of. I don't think they really have an excuse. But from what I know, like, from what I understand, is that Scarlet and Violet was finished well before this game even came out. So it's like, they had already set in place all of the elements for Scarlet and Violet before this came out, and then they were like, oh shit, our Pokemon games can look like this. But I think also they just get a little complacent, get a little lazy with it, because like, why would they put in all that effort when they're going to be making this much money anyway? I mean, I'm not a good example of this, because I like literally said just before, like, I'm going to keep buying Pokemon games like as long as they look fun in some way. Like, but you know, it's something that like a lot of people don't really think about, is that with like retailers like GameStop, EB Games in Australia, that kind of thing. It's like the company buys all of those games ahead of time. So they already count for sales. They already count for money earned by the game. Like, so it's like, you know, everyone could boycott Nintendo and not buy their games. Like, boycott the Pokemon Company, not buy the games, and the retailers would still buy up all the games. Like, and that would count as the sales for the Pokemon, like, for that release. Kind of at a point where no matter what we do, they're going to keep releasing the games. Like, it's just, I just hope that they're listening. That's all that's really what I'm hoping for. That they are taking it into consideration for once and really trying to make a better game. And I guess we'll see in 6 days. No, I did this before. 4 days. We'll see in 4 days how good or not good it ends up being. And gotta stop making Pokemon for girls. Girls still play the old games for a reason. A good game transcends its audience, but the older games were cooler, better story, better regions, better execution. Yeah, I mean, like, even just simple things, you know? Like, the fact that up until Gen Gen 7, Sun and Moon, had the battle tree. You could play that in co-op. You could do co-op battling against CPU opponents. And they haven't done that since. And I can't think of a genuine good reason why they haven't brought that back. And then it's like, you know, the removing the shiny sound from Scarlet and Violet. Like, I loved shiny hunting in Legends Arceus because I struggled to see like tiny details, especially on a screen that was as small in resolution as the Switch one's like output on TVs. I struggled to see that. And for no reason they removed the shiny sound. I don't get it. Like, and then it's like, I love the turn-based gameplay. Do you reckon that part of the reason they're re-releasing Fire and Leaf Green is to test how we will give you money if you make the thing we ask for? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that Pokemon would get the money regardless because the companies, like the distributors, have already bought them from Pokemon. So I don't think that anyone not buying the games, because I used to work at EB Games, which is Australia's GameStop, and I know for a fact that like you know, the Pokemon company, or a good example was Hogwarts Legacy. Like that's a whole other kettle of fish I don't really want to get into. But people were like, I don't want to buy the game because I don't want to support the creator of the original media. But like they had already earned the money because companies like GameStop and EB Games and the place where people buy games from, even Amazon and stuff, like they have already bought the copies and that already counts for the sales of that game. And so it's like, yeah, like I could not choose, like everyone could choose to not buy Pokemon games, but just the GameStop, Amazon, all of that kind of thing, like they're still buying up the stock. Like, yeah, they would, it's not the Pokemon company losing money if people don't buy those games, it's the other companies. And so it's like, I think at the point that it is, like they're earning enough money from everything else that they could just keep releasing games, and because of the hype of Pokemon, don't like the ride of the book, a good game's a good game. Yeah, like, but that's like the, that's the whole thing is like, you know, you going out and buying, like, if I don't buy Pokemon, a new Pokemon game, but the company still buys the copy, like if I don't go to my local EB Games and I don't buy Pokemon have already earned the money for that sale because the company that made the game, like the company that is selling it, has already paid the company. So it's dumb because I feel like at this point they could do whatever they want and like they're still gonna be earning money. Yeah, like the digital has more impact, but like Scarlet and Violet as an example, I think maybe like 30% of those sales was digital and the rest was physical anyway. So it's like, yeah, that's a 30% hit to their sales, but Scarlet and Violet's just still like Scarlet and Violet sales. Like you think about how like poorly received Scarlet and Violet was. As of March 2025, the games have sold 26.79 million units. Like, and that's a game that a lot of people thought was not great. And so it's like, you know, for the most part, Pokemon is such a worldwide phenomenon that I think they're just going to keep releasing games. No matter what we do, I think they're going to be the same. I don't really think there's a lot we can do about that, but like they have shown recently they're the biggest IP in the world though. Somehow Animal Crossing sold more copies. I mean, that is a little bit different because that was like peak pandemic. That had a big thing of it. But like the best Switch games by sales, like I think Mario Kart, best Switch sale game. Nope, that's Switch. Yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 70.59 million. Animal Crossing, 49.3. Smash Bros, 37. Breath of the Wild, 33. Mario Odyssey, 30. Scarlet and Violet, 28 million. Yeah, like, but like, on the Switch alone, Scarlet and Violet sold 28 million copies. Sword and Shield sold 27 million copies. Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu sold 15 million. And Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, 15 million. Legends Arceus, 14.8 million. Like, it's and ZA was 8.4 million. Like Legend ZA sold better than Stardew Valley and Minecraft on the Switch. And I don't think that includes... I don't know if that includes the Switch 2 versions. Yeah, no, Switch 2 version sold 3.89 million, so it's like... It's a separate list. So altogether, like, ZA has sold as many... sold more copies than Splatoon 2 and 3 and Mario 3D World. Nearly as much as Legends Arceus now, which is insane. The fact that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl sold more than Legends Arceus is ridiculous to me. But, like, it's still, like you add all of those games together, and it by far is the best-selling, like, franchise on the Switch. Like, even adding all the Marios together, I still think Pokemon would be pretty high up there, if not just under Mario. And that's with Mario, the best-selling Mario game, having, what, 50 million more copies sold. I think that's why people why Pokemon keep doing it. I mean, to be fair, Pokemon don't earn their money from the games. They earn their money from the trading cards and all the other stuff. And I think that's where they'll never stop. Like, anyway, yeah, I'm not going to continue playing Snap, but I just wanted to show it off, like, the graphics a little bit, because of how good it is compared to, like, the other mainline games. Actually, like, something... Oh, yeah, I gotta look up the map again. Terrible. I refuse to play normally. I refuse to do the puzzle as they intended it. Oh. You son of a... That's not meant to be there. The map is wrong. I don't want to verse you. Yeah, it's like I think as long as Pokemon continues to be popular, like, I think they could pretty much just make the same quality of games they make now, and as a company, they will still do fine. I wish there was a way that people really could, like, the games propagate the other media. Yeah, they don't make all the money from the games, but the games provide the base for that other money, new trading cards, new plushies. I mean, to an extent, but, you know, like the Pokemon cards, the most recent set that went, like, massive was Prismatic Evolutions. And that was because it had classic Pokemon in it. Like, they could make Pokemon cards of those original Pokemon that everyone's nostalgic about. And kind of, like, they could just keep making new cards of those Pokemon forever, and I think that the value, like it would still be super profitable for the company. Because it's like, it's not just the kid, like the kids are the main focal point, but they know how many adults want to buy their stuff, and they know exactly, like, what... Oh, jeez. Come on. Are you kidding? This is so dumb. Can you please not make this, like, impossibly difficult for me? I would rather not have to deal with this crap. Okay. Yeah, like I wish the Pokemon Company, like I always get super hyped for the Pokemon Day Directs. Like, I get super excited about all the new stuff they could be showing. Like, one of the things that I want the most in the entire world is a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or a remake of Explorers Sky and Darkness, like Explorers of Sky. I need to make sure I'm frame. I have a Primal Dialga tattoo with a Time Gear from Explorers of Sky. That is my like peak #1 most wanted thing. And you know, a lot of people want that. But it's like every single Pokemon Day Direct or Pokemon Direct that comes up, like people are looking at the length of this one. I think the length is like 28 minutes of the one happening on Friday. And it's like every other Direct they've done like this, it's been like, if it's 28 minutes, it's 20 minutes of mobile games, because the mobile games make them so much money. It's like 20 minutes of mobile games and then 8 minutes of new content. And without fail, like I think the way you can tell if Pokemon actually cares about their core fan base of the games is like when they do a Pokemon Direct and they do a quick sizzle reel of the mobile games, and then everything else is like new exciting things that they're bringing out. But Pokemon is no longer just a game company. It is a it is a multimedia franchise. And I think that's a big thing, because I hope I do not fall in this hole, because I will be very upset. Okay. Here. Cross. Up. This way. Oh, thank God. See, like that. How is this fun for people? I don't know a single person who has had fun doing this gym. Not a single person. Like, also, why do you have to walk up the stairs still holding the finder thing? Why is that like necessary? Anyway, this is a 7-year-old game this year, which that is nuts to me. That this is 7 years old as of now. Like, I don't like it. Like, it makes me feel very old. But yeah, like I still don't think that I think I have hope for the franchise, but I'm also not being unrealistic about my expectations. Like I have a list of things that I could be like, this is my ideal what Pokemon does. And realistically, like Gen 10, we're probably getting big open world game, couple of massive cities like EA, probably some kind of roguelite, like post-game event of some kind, a new gimmick, and a slightly new shiny hunting method. And that's like maybe at most 100 new Pokemon from a new generation. That, I think, is probably the extent of what we'll ever see out of like Gen 10. As much as I would love for it to be like good and like a lot of like fun experiences, like they might do voice acting. Like they might do voice acting with Gen 10. Like it feels like a big enough deal that they actually might go ahead with it. Whether or not they keep it is another story. Like the fact that they, slightly off topic, but it is absolutely absurd to me that the what is it? They had Pikachu's cry be voiced in Yellow, and then I think Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, Pikachu had like Pika, and then after that they just stopped voicing it. Like they stopped providing Pikachu and Eevee a voice after that. And like I can't think of a good reason why. But I also, like, I want to make it very clear that I love Pokemon. And, like, I don't want it to seem like I'm just kind of shitting on Pokemon all the time. Because I love the franchise, it's just, like, I can't be... It feels hypocritical in a way, you know, for me to say, like, oh, Pokemon, I love Pokemon. What I'm trying to say is, like, you can be a fan of something and still be critical of its flaws. But at my core, I'm a Pokemon fan. Yeah, the people who like Pokemon the most are the ones who want it to be a good quality. Exactly. I love that. I love that take. Because it's like, you know, I want the Pokemon games to be the best games that they can be. I want to have a fun experience. I want it to be, you know, polished. Like, show the rest of the world, I guess, like, how good Pokemon, how good Pokemon truly can be, that we know it could be if they put in the effort. That's the big thing for me. I know the Pokemon could be, like, visually, like they made Breath of the Wild work and look as good as it did on the Switch one. Like, the Pokemon company can make, like, could make Pokemon look as good, if not better. It's just, like, I feel like that they're maybe getting slightly less greedy over the time. Like, they're printing more Pokemon card products. They're, like, slowly the last few sets of Pokemon cards have been actually available here in Australia, whereas they never were before. Like, they're doing less scummy user-based stuff, but, like, they need to show it in this. The fact that they've had, like, other developers working on games like Pokemon Champions, Pokopia. I think a lot of the issues with gaming is lack of competition. People used to try and outdo each other, resulting in multiple good games. Yeah, it's like I remember, probably not a good idea. I remember a lot of, like, great first-person shooters and stuff coming out when Halo came out, and everything was, like, the Halo killer. And a lot of, like, great games were inspired by that push. Like just the same way that, like, Breath of the Wild was so good and so groundbreaking that, like the FromSoft, the developers of Dark Souls, were like, this shows how good an open world can be. We need to put an open world in our next, like, Souls game. And that's how Elden Ring came to be, which is one of the best games of all time. Like good competition, like, breeds success and creativity. And that's really what I think that, like, Pokemon, like, lacks. Like, they know they're, like, one of the best RPG, but I do think, actually, like, don't sue Palworld to me to play your Pokemon game. Just make a Pokemon game so good that I won't want to play anything else. Yeah. I think out of all the Pokemon games, I put the most time in Legends Arceus because it was the most fun for me to play. And I think, for the most part, like I would rather go back and play, what's this do? Attack and special attack. I don't know if that works when he's Dynamite. Let's see. It's like, I loved Legends Arceus so much, and it was such a good, polished game, in my opinion, that, like, if I want to go back and have, like, a fun time in an old Pokemon game, like, that is one, like, I wouldn't go back to Sword and Shield and be like, I want to play a good, fun Pokemon experience. I wouldn't go to Scarlet and Violet, like, unless I was doing something in particular in those games now. I go back to old Pokemon games, even sometimes to, like, X and Y and, like, Sun and Moon. Like, even them, they felt better than what, like, the Switch era has, for the most part. Like, I still am a little annoyed, to be honest. A little annoyed that they ended up scrapping from. This is one thing I did see from the Terra leaks, that they ended up scrapping Legends Johto in favor of ZA. Like, I can't think of a single good reason that people wanted for them not to do a Johto game and instead do Kalos, X and Y. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. Because, like, I don't know. I'm not in Japan. It's Megas this. Yeah, that's a. I think you might be onto something there. I think you might be right because, like, I don't know of a single person who was actually asking for a revisit to Kalos. Like, yes, like it's crazy to me that they rushed development so much on X and Y that it was an unfinished game. And then instead of, like, putting more time into it at the time, just going, we will fix it 12 years later. Like, let's fix all the, like, the missing story beats and stuff. Like, Legends EA, the most recent game that they released, was just finishing the story of X and Y that they never finished. Like, and the fact that they scrapped Johto in order to do that, that makes me, like, I can't lie, that makes me not happy with Pokemon, to put it politely. Because all ZA did was rely on X and Y. At least with Arceus, it had its own story which referenced the other story but didn't rely on it. Exactly. Like, I loved, so, little backstory. I loved X and Y. X and Y was, like, it was the game that brought me back to the franchise. And it was me and my partner's, like, first Pokemon game we played together. And, like, I will admit, like, I was emotional with ZA and when ZA finished because it did tie up the story really well. And it was a really good finish. It was a good end to that saga. Was it worth dedicating an entire game, like, when the release cycle was already late? Like, the fact that, like Scarlet and Violet, it's been, what, like 4 years since a new 4 years since a new generation of Pokemon. 3 is the longest I think we've had since, like, Sun and Moon was 2016, Sword and Shield was 2019, X and Y was 2013, 3 years between all those. Black and White was 2011, that's 2 years. Like, all of these generations, like, we've now had 4 years between mainline generations. And so I have high expectations. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, they don't really have a reason to not do a good job with Gen 10. And the fact that they're not, like, remaking Fire and Leaf Green or anything like that, they're just straight up porting it, means that hopefully that means that they have put more of their resources. Hey, Axew's evolving. Put more of their resources into development of Gen 10. So I hope for Pokemon's sake that they put in the effort that they wanted to, you know? But we will see. We will see in a few days. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm in two minds about it. I reckon, like I'm really hoping. I'm just really hoping, man. Like, I so desperately want them to do a good job with this. So I guess, like, you know, what, like, is that all you would want out of, like, your perfect ideal Gen 10? Is like if you could pick your wildest like your wildest choice for some like a feature or something that you could have in Gen 10. Like for me, I think it would be like it sucks that this is a wild choice, but a proper offline competitive like battle thing. Like also multiplayer through the whole game, including story. Like imagine the story was one where you could genuinely play through the entire thing co-op and not randomly disappear from your friends' games when you enter a cutscene. Like that is one of my unrealistic expectations, and it hurts me that that's an unrealistic expectation for the game, because it shouldn't be. Like, Hop, like, I feel a little funky about Hop because I liked him as a character. I really liked him, like, and he is a strong character. But at the same, and like once you understand his motivation and stuff, I really do like him. I just miss like the rivals you love to hate, you know? I miss like even Bede in this game was better than a lot of other rivals. Like Arven in Scarlet and Violet was kind of going down that route, but then you learned the truth. Sorry, I want base Pokemon done as well as possible. Big extensive story, perfect battling, perfect catching, not relying too heavily on the gimmick. Yes. 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 You're right. Hang on, let me like I'm gonna give you damn it, desktop audio is off. Hang on. I'm gonna give you the shiny sound for that. That's probably really loud. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you get the shiny sound for that one. So I like that take. A good take. All of that, and just like I really want like a procedurally generated like you know how they did the mystery dungeons in Mystery Dungeon? Like that, but something in the post game where it's random every time. Like someone, I do not know if this is a Terra leak or some like part of the Terra leak or an actual like legitimate thing, but my friend Pokeboy and I were talking, and he said like, or it came up that sorry, it's love and friendship lovey-dovey rivals. No, I want to put someone in their place, a rival you become friends with through respect of your battling abilities, of Vegeta-style rival. And you get that again. That was I still yep, you're cooking. You're cooking. Crap. I was saying that I heard, like Pokeboy and I were talking, he mentioned that like there was a rumor or a leak or something where there was procedurally generated islands you could visit that were random like Mystery Dungeon in the post game of Gen 10, and it sounds too good to be true. To be honest, I would love it if that was the case, but it almost feels like too good of a post game for a Pokemon game, and that hurts me. That hurts me that it's come to that. Like, this thing is so good, but also like I hate it. Like that sucks. Like that damn, I actually feel really like kind of sad about that. Could have done something similar with the max dens, have a big procedural dungeon with max battles. Yeah, anything like that. Anything like that would have been fantastic. But, you know, what are you going to do, really? Because, like, we can only hope that Pokemon listen to their fans. We can only hope. Look at this. Look at this. The only Roman bath in the city. How convenient. Oh, I know, right? I'll heal up your Pokemon. Okay, I got a battle Hop. Starring the future champion. Yeah, me. They're not double. Oh, this is when he gets his team back. So this is the thing that I like about Hop. Oh, look what... Oh, no. I didn't... You can't do that to me because I never realized that they made you disappear from the town until you mentioned that. And now it's all I can think about, that this is just the same battle arena as the... God damn it. I mean, you're not wrong. I can't be that mad. Like, it just shows like how much Pokemon fans like are willing to overlook. Yeah, I forget which game it was. There was one of the Pokemon games where maybe it was ZA, when it was like that there was like you're in a town and you battle someone and then suddenly you're in the void. No, it's this game. It's this game with the freaking... Anytime you battle indoors, like when you're battling the Team Yell people, inside in that first town, you know the Pokemon movies, they have so little time to build the world, so they have to do it really well. Just take that Pokemon movie and make it a game, and that's the perfect Pokemon game. Yep. Hang on. There we go. Still agree. Hard yes for me. Like, man, you really are, like, you really are saying everything that I think I'm too afraid to say. Like, nah, it's like, they have so many good opportunities. Volcanion movie had a flying castle, for heaven's sake, that would be an epic setting for a game. I know. Oh, I wish. It's like, was it even the like the Power of Us movie? I still loved that movie. Like the Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. Oh no, Mew is my favorite movie, I think. Of the Pokemon movies. It's been a hot minute since I've watched Pokemon movies, to be honest. But like, there was the Pokemon Ranger movie. The Power of Us had a really nice style, really nice city, and a good story. Yeah, like, it handled pretty mature elements. Like, it had the freaking the lady whose Snubble died in the fire, who was afraid of Pokemon. Like, all the characters were really well done. The world was well built. Like, everything about it was like, it felt like there was a lot of care into it. And they didn't shy away from the topics that would be considered like mature. Like, it was still good for kids, good for adults. On both parts, it hit the boxes. And Scarlet and Violet were in the right direction with the story. Because, like, the fact that one of the key focal points of, like, the game... Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the ending of Scarlet and Violet for some reason in the last 4 years... But, like, the fact that the professor, like Arven's parent, regarding, depending on which game you played, was just got murdered by the legendary of the game, and a freaking, like, AI replaced them. Like, that is wild that concept was in a Pokemon game. And, like, the fact that Nimona had like Nimona had no peers who could keep up with her at her level, at her age, and she was super alone. And then she finds this one person, which is you, that like finally she feels comfortable battling with, like you come out of nowhere and you defeat her and you best her. Like there was quite a lot of like heavy elements in the story of that, even the DLC, like dealing with obsession and envy and like growing for the wrong reasons, becoming strong for the wrong reasons. Like a lot of that stuff, if you really think about it, is pretty. Even ZA, poor Bo is like a genuine just mob boss who's just like who's out here like robbing people of like getting people in debt with like crazy interest rates and stuff. Like all of those are adult themes, but it's like you think of the story of this game of Sword and Shield. It's like I can't remember where I saw it. Someone made the point with the logic of this game, of the story. It's like Chairman Rose is so afraid of the darkest day ruining the world. He basically makes the darkest day happen and ruin the world. Like, if he had done nothing, if the bad guy had done nothing, the problem wouldn't have come up for like 1,000 years. Like, that is so redundant. Sorry, I mean, Black and White games had a guy emotionally manipulate others to get control, and then took an abandoned legendary and froze the entire region in ice. I mean, like, even, well, X and Y doesn't make much sense unless you're thinking of Y, but the fact that, like, in X and Y, they were like, we're going to harness the power of death and kill everyone because we want a pretty world. Sun and Moon, like, original Sun and Moon, like Lusamine, was just a psychopath. Ultra Sun and Moon even had freaking Rainbow Rocket appear out of nowhere and have like the it's like the people, the evil team leaders who succeeded in like taking over their regions and win, and they all come and like try and take over the multiverse together. Like, that's so sick. And then it all fell apart with this game. Even like the story of the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, like, it doesn't feel, there's no stakes. There's no emotional weight to the story. It's like you have these like incredible, like ZA had a pretty good cast of characters, like, and a pretty emotionally heavy story. But it's like, then the whole thing of your rival, Urbane or Tawny or whatever, you beat them and they still go off and like, no, I want to be the leader of Team. Is it Team ZA? ZA? I can't remember. I think it is. The only thing in Galar accurate to the UK is that Wales was ignored. Yikes. That's, Yep, you're not wrong. Goddamn. Hang on, let's see if I got a sound for that. I got the oof. That's about it. That's probably all you're getting. I do also have I have this for it, which I feel like works. Somehow that works. I got a Stream Deck the other day. I haven't used it much, so I'm kind of like using it wherever I can. I know we're back in the city. Jesus. Ugh. Unless Turfield counts, but not really. It's more of an amalgamation. I can't speak. Amalgamation. The word you said of things. Jesus. Yeah, like where is there a big Roman bath in England? Is this like based on an actual place, or do they randomly just decide that there would be a Roman bath here? Which way do I go? Why do I look like a hiker? That makes a lot of sense. There's a city called Bath. Well, I mean, if there's... I don't have an excuse. I'm sorry. if there's any if anything makes you feel better, I live in Australia. My dad... I can't even make that excuse. My dad was from England, and I'm pretty sure he lived in Bath, and it just never clicked that was based off of an actual thing. I just thought it was a funky name. Yeah, I'm not very smart. Oh, finally, I get surf. Except it's not surf, it's built into a bike. This made no sense. Okay, hang on. You got me thinking about it now. Bath City, Big Bath. Oh my god. There is a bath. Oh my lord. Hell yeah. It was built around year 70. You cannot bathe in the baths. That's a shame. Yeah, there's lots of Roman-style cities in the UK. I mean, it makes sense, given, like, what the UK went through with, everything. Okay, where is this going to be in the same location as the other place? Or is this going to be in the void? No, it's a unique... We're just floating on rocks. Like, floating on land in the water. I want to visit the UK, but, they just... Like, literally, they just announced a new law. Because my dad was born in the UK, I now have to go out, like, and apply for my British passport in order to visit at all. Or pay £575 to put a sticker in my Australian passport. And that's all because my dad was born in the UK, and I technically have dual citizenship. If I want to visit, I have to apply and then wait for my British passport to get sent from the UK to Australia. So I'm probably not going to get to visit that for a bit. But when I do, I think I actually will have to check out the bath. The baths. The town and the baths in the town Bath. Bath doesn't sound like a real word now. It feels like it's a fake word. Bath. It sounds wrong. It sounds so wrong to me. Maybe because I'm saying it wrong. I know some people, like, because I'm saying it like an Australian, not someone. I was gonna say like a UKian, but that is not what it's called. Bath. Oh, that's American. Bath. Closer. Oh God, I need to get off Bath. Like, me, no. Australian, no. No. Leo, the condensation. I fucking hate that, man. I've got like I don't know. When I hear myself talk, I don't feel like I'm that Australian. When I talk to people that aren't from Australia, I feel very Australian. When I talk to other Australians, I feel not Australian at all. Like, the particular, like, type of accent I have is like there are so many people. What I find insane is how people can't say Worcestershire. Is that right? Worcestershire. Worse. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. Worcestershire. Yeah, I mean, Worcestershire is like the Australian way of saying it. But Worcestershire. That's not bad. I will say there is a hang on, I'm curious how there's a road here in Australia, like on the highway in near the big city near where I live. I'm gonna put it in chat, and I'm curious to see how you would pronounce this word, because it makes no sense to me. No sense at all. That word. Like, that is the name of a road in, like, a big road that you drive past on the way to the nearest big city in Australia to me. Every time I go there, I drive past it, and no one knows how to say it. I mean, I know you have to kind of like break it, man. So, you're kind of close. It's Manjagood Manjagood is like Manjagood. So it's like you say the D and the J together, but apart from that, man, you're good up. Yeah, like you're pretty close. Like, I'm surprised because not a lot of people know how to say that. I guess people from the UK are kind of like closer to Australians in the way that we say things to y'all Americans. I am very sorry. I could do a decent American accent, but when I'm doing it for dramatic effect, it's terrible. Apparently, it's a native Australian word meaning meeting place of the heart. Isn't that sweet? Still a fuck-ass word to try and say, but it's sweet. God, I, like... Why? Go away. I don't want you here. This is why I've never, like... I don't think... And if I wasn't streaming, I don't actually think I could get through this, like... properly, because this just, oh, I swear to God, this drives me insane. Like the route layout, being pronounced Bista gets people sometimes. Yeah, I believe it, like very thoroughly believe it. What are you? Oh, it's a Bergmite. I don't want to fight you, little octopus man. Route 9 tunnel. It's actually something that I like. Oh, I just want to fly back. Son of a gun. Just the route layouts and stuff in this, like. I will say, I love the open world, but I do love me a good, like, well-designed route. You know? Like, aesthetically, like, you look at most of Scarlet and Violet and the open world, and it's kind of like, they're separated into segments, but there isn't really any areas that you could look at and, like, off-rip know exactly where it is. This game... Some are not great, but for the most part, like, you can, like, I actually don't like the new Regis that came in this game. The old ones were the ages during the Rise of Mankind. And then there were no more after that because humans became the dominant species. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't want to learn Soak. Yeah, it's like, for me, I like it as like, if you think about it as Reggie Drago is the, Reggie Drago is like the golem of myth. And then Reggie Alecki is like the golem of technology. But it's like that's kind of cool. But in saying that, like, it also doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. The new Reggies was so they could have DLC content. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Like, one addition I do like that they brought in this game is the ability to catch mythicals in Pokemon games. Oh, Jesus Christ! I forgot. Oh, I got my nose pierced last week, and when I yawn, it is so painful because it's just like it twitches on all sides and hurts a lot. Yeah, finally adding mythicals to the game. I wish there was. They missed such an opportunity with this freaking game with Jirachi and the Wishing Stars. Because to just throw Jirachi as a gift Pokemon in BDSP once you reach Floroma Town, if you have Sword and Shield data, feels like such a waste. Having, like, the freaking, like, I miss legendary events as well. Like, I just wish that you could, like, you know, discover some, like, convoluted method of, like, you know, someone finds an item in game that's, like, in Sword and Shield. It's, like, a peculiar Wishing Star. And then suddenly it's, like, you take the peculiar Wishing Star to a specific route or a specific area and it triggers something to happen. Like the legendary quests and stuff, like, you would get a key item, it would let you do something to then get the mythical. I will say, in a way, I like the way that they put Meloetta into Scarlet and Violet's DLC, because, like, you had to go to a specific place, turn music on. They don't make sense because the Reggies were made by Regigigas, and during the Dark Ages, the world was mostly grown up, while back during original Reggies, the world was still being made. Yeah, I mean, like, Regigigas creates golems. It's like, what's there to say that he didn't create the other Reggies, like, as those eras kind of dawned on the world? Which would make, but, like, you know, I was gonna say, like, but Registeel, no, Registeel, I think of Steel as, like, a modern day, there are so many Meowths here, Jesus. A modern day material, but it really wasn't. It's been around for a very long time. Now I can I have a feeling I would have to battle someone. I'll just fly to the last place and go back. But it's like even in that, what you were saying there, it's like, to an extent I see it, but also to an extent it's like, you know, if I have, it's like Registeel. If I'm correct, steel isn't a naturally occurring element. I'm pretty sure steel is, yeah, it's an alloy composed primarily of iron combined with carbon. Which means that, like, unless it's to do with the ages, like the Stone Age, the Ice Age, see the way when humans grew as a civilization, that's when the Reggies don't make sense. It's like, if you think about it as, like, ages, it's like the Stone Age, the Ice Age. Steel could be like the Iron Age. Represents the Iron Age, yeah. So, but then the Iron Age came, oh god, I'm probably really wrong here, but didn't the Iron Age ages? It's like the Iron Age, Prehistoric, Bronze, Iron, Classical, Middle Ages, Early Modern Period, Modern Era. So it's like Prehistoric. We were still dumb as heck during the Iron Age. I just had this like moment in my head of like monkey level IQ. I had this thing in my head of like the Iron Age was and the Middle Ages were like similar times, but I like realized very quickly that was wrong. Yeah, the classical era dominated by the Greeks and Romans, the Middle Ages, the early modern period, which included the scientific revolution, electricity invention. 1752. So the modern era is when Regieleki would represent, if you're thinking about it as like ages. Ah, Delmise. Ooh, that's a... I might try and catch that. I think that's a rare spawn. So the modern era is Regieleki. The Middle Ages is Regidrago. Iron Age, Bronze Age, and then I guess... Iron Age, Stone Age. And I guess in the prehistoric age, you would also count the Ice Age. Which means that like we could get like a Bronze Regi and a classical era Regi and an early modern, like a Renaissance Regi. Like technically, if we're talking about eras and ages, like we could technically... Oh no, I want to catch it. Son of a bitch. I was monkey braining it. I was just mashing A. Damn it. So like, if that's what they're going for, like we could still get another like 3 more Regis that are all like mid. Art Deco Regi, let's go. Yeah, exactly. Yes, this is why I went to heal, because yeah, like what? Imagine it's just like a Regi, but it's like William Shakespeare. Like that's the Art Deco Regi. Oh no, actually, what was like a Picasso Regi, and it's like its features and everything are in like the wrong spot. That'd be kind of sick. I can't lie. A Da Vinci Regi. It's like the 3D mock-ups, like the mock-ups that he did of like all those inventions. I like Center Scorch as a Pokemon. It's very like a lot of bug types kind of give me the ick in a way, but Center Scorch I actually like. I vibe with him. He's a good boy. Yes, Inteleon. Oh no, he's probably got dry skin. Damn it. It's been such a long time since I played this game like properly that I'm kind of just like, I'm kind of just winging it. To an extent, I'm just winging it. What's the bet he's got dry skin? Son of a bitch! I knew it. I called it. Damn it. Yeah, I mean, like, I think with DLCs and stuff, I'd still rather pay, you know, like, in Australia, it's like, you know, $50 Australian. It would have been cool if the Regi quest in the DLC led to an actual storyline of Regigigas being overwhelmed by Dynamax energy after being unsealed. We have to go get the 3 Regis to help. That would be really sick. But I'm pretty sure they made it clear at one point that like, it's like the Regis together can't even like hold a candle to Regigigas. Like that's much stronger. It would be cool if there was like a reverse Regigigas, like a mythical alternative to Regigigas. Like if you think of Regigigas like the Titans from Greek mythology, then it's like if there was apart from Arceus, if there was a Pokemon who like was the one that sealed Regigigas away. I feel like that would be a sick plotline. You know, that you could totally do a Legends game that focuses on something like that. Like that level of story in a way. That would be really cool. The Pokemon universe has so much they could do and so much they could like work with. So much good lore and like cool backstories and everything, and they just like like that's insane. The lore of Regigigas being sealed away says the humans sealed it away. It doesn't say how though, only that they feared its power. I mean, like, I think of Regigigas as like a titan, so it's like, you know, it said that humans sealed it away, but that doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be a human. Like, you know, myth is just that. It can like you can make like a legend in truth could really be anything. Like, you think about basically like any god or any like deity or anything like that, and it's like you could make like a use case for their story being not true. Because of that, if that makes it. I don't know if it does. I keep forgetting I have a fairy type now. Like a decent fairy type. Beforehand, Grimmsnarl was doo-doo butt cheeks when he was still at Morgrim. Okay, yeah, there's no way Scrafty was going to survive that. That was a quad super effective. I'm pretty sure Grimmsnarl has, like, stats. I want full-size Pokemon in a game with an actual legendary event like Rayquaza on Sky Pillar. You don't battle him normally. He flies around the tower and you aim attacks at him while dodging down. I would love... Like, again, you're spitting. I can't fault you on what you're saying. I just, like... I don't think it would be that hard to make a real scale Pokemon game. Like they made Eternamax Eternatus like ginormous, gigantic. It's like, and then they did BDSP after this, and the Pokemon were itty bitty tiny. I like the scale of Legends Arceus was closer. Scarlet and Violet didn't really have any, like, massive Pokemon in that way. I don't like the idea of capturing legendaries if they're so important to the region. I'd rather have a battle of respect. I like what Legends Arceus did with Arceus himself, where it's like you defeat a legendary Pokemon, and it gives you, like, they're mythical beings, they're legendary beings. They give you, like a I can't remember the exact phrasing they used, but it's basically like an idol or a piece of himself, and that's the Arceus you get in Legends Arceus. It's like God cannot be contained, so he is giving you a piece of him to work with. Like, I would much rather that for legendary Pokemon, something along those lines, than necessarily like catching them every single time. Or it's like during the story, it's like if they did something like alternate world-y, kind of like how they did in kind of like what they did in it's like Ash in that one movie with Hoa. He gets a feather, has a respect battle, goes home. Yeah, it's like in Legends ZA, it's like portals to alternate dimensions, and the legendary Pokemon you catch in there aren't that region's legendary Pokemon. They are Pokemon, like that world's legendaries. They are alternate universe legendaries. Like, if you used, the Koraidon and Miraidon, for example, well, that's not a good example because there's literally two of them for you to use. It's like Rayquaza. There's only one Rayquaza in the world. So it's like, you can't capture that. But, you know, if there's a post-game of, like during the story, you have a battle of respect, Rayquaza helps out, and then in the post-game, there is an alternate universe something that lets you capture a Rayquaza, but it's not the Rayquaza kind of thing. Like, leave the legendary to take part in the world still and give you a version of it to use, but it's not the legendary. It's not the one. I like that substantially more than otherwise, but let's frick over that other universe. Who cares about those douches? Not my universe to worry about. Exactly. Like, that's your problem, not mine. Could create some interesting, like, Zelda-esque timeline splits. Like, imagine you capture Arceus from another world, and suddenly that world no longer has a god, and it's like you play in a Pokemon game where God has literally disappeared from the world, and like chaos has started falling. I would play the shit out of something like that, to be honest. I love that stuff. Those alternate universe things. I would honestly, I think it does mess with the scale of the world though, having a legendary. I think it does, but it's also like if you think about other JRPGs, it's like, you know, you fight against someone who's a bad guy, and they're like super strong, and then they join your team, and they're just like, I don't know what I was trying to say there, but like, shit, they're not good. And so it's like, you know, in that instance, is this, no, this has got a problem. Yeah, this is another one of those backgrounds. It's like, this is a street. It's a dimly lit street, and we're in a dome. We're in a purple dome. I think it messes with the scale of the world, but it's like, if it's the post game, and it's like, in ZA, the portals that open for the legendaries are like created by dreams. So it's like the Rayquaza you catch, you get in, like, you know, that is kind of the plot of the ZA DLC. It's like you're like that, like the Rayquaza you catch there is a Rayquaza. I'm just gonna say Rayquaza. It's easier for me. That's how I've always said it. If that is like you're catching a dream version and you finish the game, it doesn't really matter. I had an idea. Mega Evolution causes pain in the Pokemon. It's unnatural. Its power that is seeped into the world from the space between dimensions. Pokemon that was in the universe before Arceus. And its energy is causing mega energy, and Arceus doesn't like that because it's not his creation and he doesn't like what he can't control. I like that. Because that's kind of the plot of not necessarily like from another universe or space between dimensions, but like in the plot. How did they get a normal Mr. Mime in this when Mr. Mime has a region variant? I just realized that. Yeah, it's like the, oh god, what was I saying? It's like I hate the regional. I hate him so much. Yeah, the alternate universes of like Ruby and Sapphire and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It's like Mega Evolution didn't occur in the original timeline because the meteor was destroyed. No. Something happened. I think the meteor hit in the main timeline, and in the other timeline, the meteor got destroyed. And the meteor had mega energy in it. And so it's like already it's like canonically otherworldly. I could be getting my info wrong off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of the reason. Oh no, it was supposed to be the ultimate weapon firing or something like that. That was the what. I actually had a bit of a theory about that with ZA. I think like I think you're probably onto something with the mega stuff, because like maybe I don't know, because they confirmed in ZA that the alpha Pokemon, the like big boy alphas, were like basically using like mega energy to become alphas. And so the like, if you think about what happened in Legends Arceus, like the enraged alphas were pretty close to mega evolution in terms of like their thing, which means that Arceus was basically like forcing things to mega evolve. Was it Arceus that was like firing the beams through the portal? Was that Giratina? Again, I can't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, like it was only in Legends EA that they confirmed that it was actually like mega energy, similar mega energy, like life energy that's close to mega evolution that makes alphas, that creates them. I think so. I think that was what the theory was that I like had. I don't know if it was the original theory. Is Giratina Volo doing something not described caused the Lords to frenzy to try to attract Arceus? So does that mean something that Volo was doing? I would love to figure out like, ooh, what if Giratina had something to do with the ultimate weapon? Because like Volo, it was implied in ZA that Volo like was being afflicted by the same like immortal curse as what AZ was having, and spoiler character in ZA. So yeah, like, oh god, the Team Yell grunt without the mask is cursed. The hell? The helly? Because if Volo and Giratina were doing something to that, like, Volo like made a deal with Giratina of some kind, and that was the reason that he has the eternal life that's like implied in ZA. Then it's like, does that mean Giratina shares similar power to the ultimate weapon? Because that's implied to have been what made... I forget his name. AZ immortal. In a way. I could be wrong. I could be like clutching at straws big time. But it's interesting to think about. How? Oh, I was like, how is Grimmsnarl already level 47? It's because he's traded. He does not belong to me. I stole him from someone. Stop it. Alright. I'm thinking I'm probably going to get through the gym leader. And then I might call it for stream for the night. Because it's only 8:24, but I wasn't planning on, like, I had some stuff to do. Giratina has the power to break through dimensions easily due to his awkward form. A bit more solid in their form. It's cool. Maybe Mega Dimension, like, Mega Evolution originated in the Distortion world? Something? Like, something about the element of the Distortion world was, like, what caused something to happen in that regard. I don't know. I'm kind of just winging it, but I like that sort of theorizing stuff. Actually, I had a theory years ago that I had come up with but hadn't finished, which was basically that the Kanto starters were natives of Kalos. They're not actually native to Kanto, which is why they're so rare. Because the Friend Safari, up until... There was one game... Up until Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, the Friend Safari in X and Y was the only way to capture wild versions of the Kanto starters in any form. And there was a valley on the map of X and Y that was just to the south of Hilloud City, which had the Friend Safari, that I thought would have fit perfectly for like an environment for rare Pokemon. The fact that Sycamore gives you the starters in X and Y means it's like they're more common there, and that's also the headcanon is that's how they show up in ZA in the wild zones, because they get transported from that area that you don't ever get to visit in the... I just realized I was yapping through that entire scene of like the really shitty, no voice acted concert. Okay, cool. Well, Mega is probably from beyond Arceus' domains, and extreme events loosen the borders between dimensions and the void. Also could be a primal power lost over time due to Arceus' influence. I like that. There's like, I love that about the Pokemon universe, is there's so many things that like they have left unexplored so that you can think of what it could be. I just wish they delved a bit more into the lore outside of like one thing, you know? I might swap in Maractus and just see if it will probably go down, but I don't think I need Maractus for this fight. Grimstyle not being intimidated is a lot more important. Sand attack. Sand? Giga Drain, I guess. Nope. Oh, it hit. What do you think is the worst gimmick they added to Pokemon? Like, and what was the best? Because I, like, Terra's the worst? Yeah, I mean, in terms of, like, I can kind of see the benefit of Terra in a competitive sense. Mega best. I think Megas are probably the best. I think Z moves are probably worse than Terra, because Z moves was just like a one-time delete button that just ruined the other person's day. I played a lot of competitive Pokemon. Dynamax was really good for that because you could boost and lower speeds and like stats. Terra is good because it made Pokemon viable again. Like Dragonite being quad weak to ice. Or Hydreigon being quad weak to Fairy. Like, that is where I see Terra being good. Forgot Z moves exist. That tells you why it probably is the worst. Yeah, that's yeah. Because like I don't know many people in their playthroughs of Sun and Moon that even I don't even think I used Z moves in the playthrough, apart from like testing once or twice. Obstagoon, underrated Pokemon. I like Obstagoon. He is pretty cool. Odd weak to fighting. He's bulky. Oh no! No! Peepers! Alright, shoot. You son of a bitch. Sucker. Peepers got wrecked. It's not a sentence I thought I would hear myself say. Like, ever. To be honest. Throat chop. No. Turnitus could be an Ultra Beast, which came through a wormhole in ancient times. I mean, a Turnamax is just a massive hand. Could be more inside of him. More of him inside the wormhole. I like that idea. Ah, you suck. Yeah, I like that idea. I think... Oh, yes, White Smoke. Yeah, I feel like, the... Like, Ultra Beast is something that... I feel like they should have, like, kept more in, like, the story. Like, they set up this crazy, like, alternate dimension thing, and then it disappeared and never came back. And it was like, okay. But, like, so many, like, if they expanded on the Ultra Beast thing, because Ultra Beast is also alternate universes and stuff. Like, that's why the legendary Pokemon you find in the alternate unit in the Ultra Wormholes, like, they're from their own universe. It's like, one thing I was gonna say as well, like, is that thinking about the original Pokemon games and the intro and how you, like, shrink down into the game, I'm pretty sure that means that, oh god, everyone's gonna stink, but who cares? I do. I feel like the Pokemon games being an isekai feels so funny to me. Like, I know in Arceus they kind of did that, but like I found myself trapped in a video game thing. Like, I feel like that is what Pokemon was going for in the beginning. And that feels really funny to me that, like, it became such a massive genre after that. All right. We have defeated... Oh. No! Tennis Scorch! No! I don't have a soundboard for that. Oops. Oh, shoot. Right. I do like the void entity idea about Mega being... Yeah, I like that a lot. That's I know that if you know, the Pokemon company ever releases that idea, I can be like, I know who started that. I know who you stole that from. Yay. Gym badges. Yay. Level 55. Alright. I think I'm probably going to end it there. Go get some food. I realize I haven't eaten since like 2 o'clock today, and it's 8 p.m. now. I'm getting hungry. But thank you very much for coming and hanging out. This is my first proper stream. Like, I did one ages ago just to test it out because I was streaming on Twitch, but I really appreciate you coming by and chatting. Tysa, if that's how you say your name, I really appreciate all the chatting and stuff. It's been fun. I've been really enjoying like being able to vent my frustrations properly about Pokemon for once, because normally I'm pretty conservative in my in my opinions about Pokemon for the most part, but like I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much. I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to be streaming next. I am more than likely going to be live at around this time, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. So that's going to be pretty consistent. Outside of that, it's kind of whenever I can fit it in with my work schedule, because it's a little all over the place in the evenings at night for me. But yeah, thank you so much. I will catch you guys next time. Thank you. And I hope you have a great night or day, whatever it is where you are. Yeah. See you next time. That one.